In a couple of seconds, it will be live.
Cool.
When we start, okay, we are live. Ready?
We are live?
We are live, yeah, we are live.
Looks like we
Ah,
are.
cool, 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 cool. So hello to everyone. Very fun and nice to see all of you over here. We're here with Aaron Ward. 1 second. No, it's it. Yes, it is. I see it all good. Yeah, so Tolik, maybe we'll wait a few minutes so everyone will come, like 5 minutes, so people will join us and then we will start.
Cool.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that sounds great.
And
Just to,
people already start to join. I see it like 7, 8. People
yeah,
join to.
did you saw Facebook and Instagram just turned down today with the servers and everything? So,
Yeah, I saw that as well, which is
so that's
pretty sort of one of those where I was like, is this still gonna work with everything being up and down at the moment? But glad that we are live, which is really cool. Yeah, I can see
yes.
other people joining. Obviously got like James in there and stuff. I've got like two screens, so I'll kind of like look a little bit to the side here and there, but just to see, I guess, what people are saying, which is cool.
Everybody who now joined to the broadcast, please let us know who are you, what you are doing, or let us know if you hear us good because we want to make this live in good quality and you also get benefit from this broadcast.
Yes, I hope they can hear us and see us also well. I don't see the quality. The quality doesn't look so good actually.
Really? Oh, I need to get the charger. 1 minute. Forget the charger.
No problem. No problem. Aaron, what do you think about the quality? Let's see if people can you hear us well?
Looks okay on my
Okay.
end. It looks good enough, if that makes sense. It doesn't look like obviously crazy high quality, but looking pretty good.
Cool, 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 cool. So I think we can start in like a few seconds with all of the questions. All of you are here. James, thank you for joining us. All of the rest of the people, feel free to comment below with your questions to Aaron and with the things you want us to help you. And yes, let's start with the first question. So, Aaron Ward, can you please tell us what is your story? Like, who are you? How did you start? Tell
Yeah, for
us.
sure. Cool. Yeah. So pretty much it was about, I'm going to say 4 years ago now, I decided to sort of jump into this whole entrepreneurship world, and I did a ton of research. And my first idea was actually to start drop shipping. I was like, cool, I'm going to get into this the drop shipping sort of whole business model and stuff. I did tons of research, watched people on YouTube, and there was a ton of content then. And obviously there's even more content now in this whole crazy industry. So I decided to make a store just for using Shopify, and it was specifically started off just selling dog products. And like I had, I think, 1,000 products in there, which looking back was such a big mistake, obviously. But during the time that I was building this store, I decided to use Instagram as my actual main platform to go ahead and build my audience on there.
4 years ago.
Pardon?
We talked about 4 years ago. We started using
Yeah,
Instagram.
this was around 4 years ago. So I did that.
Okay.
During the whole time, I was building up this Instagram account. The store I didn't continue with. I didn't like the whole idea and the headaches of sort of dealing with physical products. I like the side more of digital things. But during that time, I actually grew the dog Instagram account or account for that dog related Shopify store to over 70,000 followers. And this was just actually doing like it manually. So I had a app on my phone called Crowdfire, still exists as a company, just completely different back then. And all it really did was allow you to go on, say, another dog's Instagram account, target their followers, and then you could just hit a button on your phone over and over again to just follow the recent people that have followed them. And I could pull in almost like 500 followers a day back then, when Instagram was a little bit more easy and lenient, obviously, on what you were doing. And then pretty much fast forward, I realized, oh, what I've done here is pretty cool. Let's start teaching people. I made a book. I think it still exists somewhere really weird online. I don't know. It's a terrible book. Don't go searching for it. But then I transferred into teaching online courses because it was much easier to sort of get my message across. And then sort of fast forward to now, I teach people obviously how to do Instagram marketing. I specifically work with now more businesses who want to actually achieve more actual like revenue based goals instead of just like growth on the platforms. I help them with their campaigns because I do have a background in advertising. I've worked for like IKEA, Captain Morgan, like Spotify, all these other big brands in actual agencies and stuff when I used to work a 9 to 5. So I've been helping them a little bit more in that area. And then also, I guess now modern day, I've sort of transferred into helping people more of like actual digital product creation. So helping them like create online courses, marketing them, finding like problems, solving them, and combining that with social media growth as well. So yeah, that's kind of my story, I guess, summarized
So
mediumishly.
you only start 4 years ago.
Yeah, just 4 years ago.
Amazing. I started even 5 years ago, so you really make amazing things.
Yeah,
And,
cool.
and a bit is different when you make things in English or in Hebrew. When you make it in English, so it's what we make with Jarvee. We opened the group maybe, I don't know, 8-9 months ago. And when you're really good in your topic and you make it worldwide, so the world is big.
Yeah, it's really cool how it like does that. And funny enough, I've worked a lot of people who obviously do the whole Instagram marketing, and I've worked with people who have agencies, and they say like the audience obviously over in Israel is like really big on the Instagram marketing area. And it's really cool actually working with people obviously all over the world doing this type of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, totally. Wow, it's really, I think for a lot of people here, there are a lot of people in the community of Jarvee that are just on the start of their journey with Jarvee, with the business and like in everything. And I think it can be like a lot of inspiration. Like you start from drop shipping, you did a lot of things. You probably also had a lot of mistakes that you did and you learn from them. And now you're like pretty much in like really, really like amazing points in your entrepreneurial journey. It's amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
You only basically need, I always talk with my community about focus. When you find something you like and you're good in this, you need to focus and continue. It's like what I did today, make an Insta in Jarvee, and simply focus and grow in the level until you are expert. And when you're expert, so it's already a different story than you only look after clients or something like this.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely agree on that. Like, especially with just business in general, a lot of people will try and skip around. They'll try like this thing and this thing and this thing because everyone online is obviously trying to throw this stuff in your face. Like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. I always say just try and find one thing that at least you're interested in, stick with it, run with it, become, as you say, like the expert in that area. It doesn't mean you have to spend like 5 years doing it. You can become, say, really good at your craft within, even 6 months, especially past like what a beginner level is. And then you can go ahead, help people for free, pretty much what I've done. And then you can monetize that. So a lot of people, especially who have agencies and they're just starting off or they want to monetize their whole Instagram marketing knowledge, they just try and go for the sale straight away. And that doesn't really work. It's like, imagine you're walking in the street. Someone comes up to you and they say, hey, do you do Instagram marketing? And you say, yes, I do. And they're like, cool, do you want to buy my online course or a package for like $500? That would be really weird. It wouldn't be like socially normal. And that's what a lot of agencies do. They just try and go bang, like straight onto other businesses. And they say, hey, we want to sell you this thing. And they're like, whoa, hold up. Like, who are you? How do we know it's going to work? Do we trust you? It's like all these objections start flying through, right? Instead of going to them and saying, hey, we'd love to just, give you a free strategy session. Let's try and figure out what's working on your account, what we can improve and so forth, and sort of build an actual relationship. And that's going to end up being a more long-term actual like client, which you can therefore monetize. And it's just going to be a lot more trust off the bat as well, especially if someone's got to obviously hand over their Instagram password to you. It's like that alone is a big sort of objection to overcome in the beginning stages. So, obviously as you do that more, you get better clients, you get good testimonials, good case studies, and that's going to help then close those more sort of cold clients off the bat as well, which is quite nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Agree with you. I just want to say to a lot of people also now join us. So all of you join us. We are here with Aaron Ward. I said the name right. It's like Aaron Ward, right? It's like
yeah,
it's correct. Just to make it sure. So we are here with him and with Anatoly Edelman and Tolik, also the owner of Ask Tolik company. And yes, so please feel free, all of you, join us. Comment below with your question. Tell us that you're here. We're going to answer all of your questions. Aaron just finished to speak about his journey. And
one second. Let us know from where are you, because I know from the group we have a lot of from Vietnam, from Pakistan. Let us know from
Canada.
where you come.
No,
not only Aaron. I want to know the audience. You're from Canada, by the way?
Yeah, I'm not originally from Canada. I'm originally from Great Britain, like United Kingdom, but I moved
I
here.
saw the accent.
Yeah, six years ago, I moved to, I live in Toronto, Canada now.
I was 3 months in Toronto. I had a partner in Toronto where I live in Richmond here.
Oh,
right?
yeah, cool. Do you like it?
It's totally different from Israel. We don't have
Yo,
places like this in Israel. It's very
yeah,
quiet. It's like
yeah, it's quite
from
cold.
some people I know from Richmond Hill never visit in the downtown. They simply,
Yeah,
like it's
they
not like
just stay there. Yeah.
yeah. So let's continue.
Cool.
Cool.
So let's start with the business money time, like as I like to say. And one of the most common question on the group, and also the people send me this on private. They want you to answer about it. What are the recommended techniques to grow on Instagram in 2020? Also with paid ads and with campaigns, but like what do you recommend to people to do to grow their business on Instagram?
Yeah, for sure. So straight off the bat, I would just say focus on growing your community. And by what I mean by community is sort of focus on the engagement side of things. Don't get caught up in the whole numbers game. Obviously, Instagram has removed likes. There's the big whole sort of elections and stuff issue going on. So a lot of actions are being reduced at the moment. They're blocking manual and automation growth. So during this period of time, I think it's probably going to continue for a little bit of time too into 2020. Is to just focus on engaging, building up those stronger relationships. Because what I kind of preach now, especially to a lot of people, is let's say you have like 100,000 Instagram followers. That's really cool. It's a big number, right? But imagine if those 100,000 people don't really care about what you're doing. So then maybe you go and promote a product or service to them. They're not going to buy. I would rather have, say, 500 followers who are diehard fans. Like they love who I am. So when I release a product, it's like, let's just say even 400 of them are going to pull the trigger and buy, which is obviously a much better thing. It's a tighter relationship. And then you can also charge higher prices and you're going to get those higher quality customers. As I always say, it's like higher prices, higher quality customers instead of charging low. So obviously in terms of the actual growth itself, go out, do the natural stuff of targeting people who you believe would like your content, and be really specific in your content as well. I still see so many people making this mistake, even though it's just like preached consistently. Is, for example, if you're going to make an Instagram account and you want to monetize, dog products or something like that, don't just make a dog Instagram account. Go specific. Make like a corgi Instagram account or a like Labrador account or something like that in those sort of areas, because that's what people are really more interested in. So when you release, for example, a product to a corgi audience, they're probably all people who really like corgis. So they're going to want the product at a much higher sort of rate. And that's going to obviously boost your conversions. Whereas if you just have a big, broad dog audience, it's not probably going to work too well, right? Like there's going to be some corgi people in there, some people like Shih Tzus or Bulldogs. And it's just like a mix and a mash. You want to really grow a tight-knit community, because on Instagram, what they do is they have this whole system. You can go and look at this in your own free time, but it's called the topical authority system. And this is like the brain of Instagram. And specifically what they do is they actually start ranking accounts in different topics on Instagram. And if you are a sort of authority or an expert in that actual topic, Instagram is going to start promoting your account for free to people it believes will enjoy that account. So let's just say, for example, you like watching dog videos a lot, and then someone likes watching like corgi videos a lot, videos of corgi dogs. And then you go ahead and make an account and you just post lots of videos of corgi dogs. Instagram's going to rank you in that topical authority sort of area. And then all these people who haven't discovered you yet, who are showing interest in that area, Instagram's going to fire your account to them on the explore page and hashtag results and so forth, because they're just trying to become very personalized and customized towards people's interests. So I would definitely say like that is a good start, at least, to be going on Instagram, making sure you just have a clear, specific niche, like a specific topic, as obviously the topical authority system. And then going out and just engaging with the right people, going out and actually finding them. And obviously you can do that manually, you can do that through automation, whatever you want. And then I know a lot of people are also asking about advertising on top of this. So with ads, I would definitely try and say you need to think about like the goal you want, or you need to define a goal or a result you want from your ad. So it may, for example, just be more followers, or you want to drive sales or make more leads, add more leads to your business, and so forth. But yeah, pretty much with your ads, try and think of how you can add value, because Instagram is getting very ad heavy, just like they did on Facebook. So with your ads, you need to kind of think, okay, how can I actually make someone's day better here? So I kind of still like this corgi idea for this. Your ad could simply just be really funny videos of corgis like rolling over or being cute and stuff like that. And then it could be, like swipe up to follow more. And then you just literally make that swipe up link in your stories, a link to your Instagram account, and then it's going to take them there. Because otherwise, if you're trying to like ask from people all the time, you're like trying to take instead of giving, they're probably not going to be as engaged with your ad from the bat. So hopefully, does that make sense?
Yeah, I have small tip for beginners. Take a topic that you understand in this topic and you like this topic, for sure, for your first business.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be much more easy for you to grow and you're going to be much more passionate about it. I guess you will also agree with me, because take topic that you don't understand in new niche you only now start to learn, it's going to be much more harder to grow. Everybody has something that they know very well, and it can be very good niche.
Yeah, no, 100%. And also just kind of be smart about it. Think about the demographic that is on Instagram, like the people who are using it. Because, for example, you don't want to make an Instagram account that targets elderly people, because they're probably not really on Instagram. There's better platforms to be on dependent on your audience. For example, if you're trying to target people who are in business all the time, like you're trying to do, like, say, business to business sales, it's probably better to be on like LinkedIn for that type of stuff, right? A lot of people do jump at the idea of Instagram, but you do want to be careful with picking your niche. It's pretty hard to go wrong, but just keeping those in mind as well. But yeah, definitely agree on picking something you are at least passionate about. Otherwise, you're going to make an account, you're going to have this huge spike of passion at the start, huge excitement, and then you're going to be like, and it'll kind of just fizzle out. I've done it on plenty of accounts in the past, but the ones I'm always, passionate and interested around the topics, I keep them going type of thing, which is cool.
It's also about you don't see the money in the beginning, and when you don't see the money, you need something else to continue, and just feel the passion.
Yeah, it's definitely like Instagram is always long-term game. A lot of people do the short-term game. They see all these people with huge accounts, like gaining followers really quick, of whether it's joint ventures and things like that, or paid ads, and it can be a little discouraging. But you need to think like at least a year commitment in advance until you should. I'm not saying you should monetize in a year time, but at least until it's at a point of, okay, like the ball is rolling and things are going good now.
Yeah.
Cool. So I just summarized to the people who join us, because many people join us now. Basically, your main things to grow on Instagram in 2020, it's to focus on giving and not taking, to give some value to the people, to focus on one specific niche in your niche, for example, dogs, so specific kind of dog, and to be the funnel, and right funnel on ads. So not just to buy me, buy this, like create a remarketing audience, be doing retargeting, and like to do it properly. That's what you're saying, with a plan, like make strategy, and then you will success in 2020. This is what you're basically saying.
Yeah, pretty much that. And then even actually just sort of, maybe I heard you wrong there, but just an idea that popped in my head is also you can do retargeting advertising on Instagram, which is really, really good. So when people do visit your profile, you can retarget them, especially if they haven't, if they have engaged in your content or they're not following you and stuff like that, which can be really powerful as well. And that's where you can get really low ad cost, but good results. And also for your business, if you're selling stuff on like a Shopify store, you're selling online courses or whatever it is, a service, make sure to go ahead and set up retargeting advertising, because it is really good. You have generally a very positive ROI, and it's a hard one to mess up. It's like what I always recommend. If people want to get into advertising, look into retargeting. It's the best way to get in. It's hard to lose your money, because with retargeting, if 100 people say visit your website and they don't buy, you can only show your ad to 100 people, because you're always retargeting. So it's not going to keep sending it out to like thousands of people who don't care. It's the people who have shown interest. And then you're just reminding them and saying, hey, like still exist. Are you interested? So you can do that obviously with your profile too, which is nice.
Totally agree with you. We also do like PPC also in Facebook and Instagram. This basically was my first, my main goal at the start. I started from social media, and paid ads. So I really, really understand what you're saying. I want to do like a short stop for a second, because I see we have many people over here and they have some questions on the comments. So before we start,
Yeah, sure.
One second, we have one of our customers just amazing store for vintage clothes. So she just said she watched your videos and then she find out in Hebrew, like she looking for someone in Hebrew. And then I think we are the only one in Israel who have videos on Jarvee. Like I don't think.
We totally the only one is that have videos in Jarvee.
Yes, so that's cool, Mai. There's a few questions about. One second.
I think you also can see it.
I can see some of the questions, not all of them, some of the comments, but I see one of the question of James is saying to maximum effectiveness, the focus of the Zoom should be the exact strategies you are using on a daily basis to grow, not something as broad as giving or taking, we'll all know about. Okay, no problem, James. So we'll speak more. Like basically, we want to tell this because a lot of people don't do that, So if you don't start from the 30 and you don't realize these things and you're just doing things, so you're not going to grow. But we speak about more particular things. So you're saying about does mastery viewing work? Okay, so Aaron, I will ask this you, and after I will also respond. Do you think mastering is working?
Personally, I don't like doing anything that's in the sort of spam area anymore. I used to do that, especially like 2 years ago, because there was obviously a lot more lenient and stuff. But things like mass story viewing, yes, they can work. No, they can also not work. I've had a lot of clients who have tried this technique. Their accounts have been shut down of it, whereas other people are having really good success as well. So the risk is on you when you do this type of stuff, right, in the first place, especially with like Jarvee and automation. I've always said it's like an optional thing to my clients. I've never forced it onto me like, this is the way to grow. Like you have to be doing this, because it can be done manually, or you can obviously pay like for VAs and so forth to do it as well. But for story viewing, it works if you'd obviously set it up correctly, like anything. And that's why we talked about the value thing, because even if you use story viewing and your account basically sucks and you're not in a defined niche, you're not specific, you're not giving value, story viewing is not going to work. Automation's not going to work. It's not going to work even if you do manual actions in the first place. And a lot of people get hung up on these ideas of like, oh, this is how I should grow. Like, go do story viewing. And you kind of chase all this stuff around Instagram, and it's not really helping your account, instead of just building out an actual campaign that does work from the start, where it's clearly defined, you understand what value you're giving, and you kind of almost separate it into actual quarters of the year. So it's like, okay, this quarter, this is our focus. This is what we want out of our Instagram account. So maybe it's to get people, let's just to say, join your webinar, really popular on the internet at the moment, right? And then all your content on your Instagram account will be directly focused towards that, or your stories, or your Instagram TV, if you want to do it, or your feed posts. And then if you do want to go and use sort of like black or gray hat or even white hat, obviously, methods, then they're going to help. Then they're going to actually start working for you. Whereas if you just say, oh, should I use story viewing? It's like, yeah, I'm sure tons of people have used story viewing, but if they've done it on bad accounts, it doesn't work. That's the main issue here. It's like anything's going to work as long as it is exposing your account to other people, and obviously if those are the right people. It's like doing ads, right? You can go do Google ads, you can go do Facebook ads, but if you send people to a bad product, they're not going to buy, right? It's literally the same concept. So yes, it works, but it also doesn't work, type of thing. There's two sides of it.
I agree. I wanted to share my screen. Can I do that? One sec.
You can.
Yes, I think.
Yeah,
now they see my screen. Cool. So I just want to speak for you, James, about your question about two things. You asked about if it's working. So Aaron said a great answer. I will say a few more things. One thing, when you use this kind of tool, it's not going to work for the long term, because at some point Instagram will delete because it's very spammy. It's not like doing 200 actions per day. It's like very, very spammy to do 1 million stories per day. I did it. I'm sure all sort of you did it. I tried it. It was cool, yeah, for a few days, but I don't also really like it. And if you want to use some tools for that, so you have the IG mass viewing. It's also a lot of mass viewing. You can also like do hypervote. I'm sure you heard about this tool. One second, I'm show you how it looks like. Ellen, did you heard about this one, the hypervote?
No, I haven't used any other than Jarvee to do the mass viewing when it sort of first started, just to obviously give it a test and whatnot. But like you sort of just said, it's very spammy, and I don't like doing spam related growth anymore, because obviously I work, like I said at the start of this call, I work with a lot of businesses now, and the sort of security of their account is really important to me. So other people who are just working with niche accounts, that's when I say, hey, go give this a go if you want to, if you think it's something that interests you. But that's when I generally recommend it. Like niche accounts that aren't, say, related to an actual business, or maybe just monetizing through like merchandise or drop shipping, things like that. It's not the worst case scenario, but if you have like a big brand name sort of behind it, it's a little like, I don't want to, you know, advertise that, that you should go and do that type of thing.
Yeah, you know, it's very funny. Also, when I start with mobile apps, I make a lot of spamming and duplicating. And when you grow and you start to work on more real things and more bigger clients, you step by step stop to be like a hacker and more like a pro. So it's like a process everybody. But in the beginning, it's not a bad idea to be hacker because you grow very fast.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And nothing to lose. Also
yeah, well, that's pretty much it, right? You're making a brand new account, you're under, say, like, I always say under 10,000 followers isn't, yeah, sure, it takes time to get that many followers, but it's not the biggest loss in the world. Once you're starting to get above the 20K, above 50K, it's like, all right, we've got something going here, especially if you've got good engagement and so forth, and you've actually got business-related goals behind that account. It's not just like some random account type of thing that isn't being monetized or generating leads for you.
So it's basically the program of...
sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, here.
No, I just want to make a conclusion for this James question. So basically, you have two tools. You have Jarvee, you can use that. I don't recommend. You have this one, IG mask viewing, and you have mask looking, the Russian. They call the Russian. You saw the post about the Russian, it's so funny. I really don't recommend to use these tools if you have business account. If you have your own fan page, like Puppies or like another fan page, you can try that by your own self. But it's like 99% you will get account compromised and action block. It's like go on and go off. Go on 1 week it's working, 1 week they don't work. It's like that. So I really don't recommend about it, but you can definitely try this one. Both of them. And what did it say? The story viewer function is still safe. Vitor just asked it. So we just said it. It's like not exactly safe. Like we got like a, you
say it's not safe. 99% it's not safe. 99%. So we don't recommend. You can use it, but most of the time you will going to be blocked.
Yes. So let's continue. We will say what we are really recommend to use in practical. Like I think the people want to hear us. Like we talk about strategy plan, like how to make the things, to give value and all of that, and then they want to know like specific things. So we will give you also that, don't you worry. But we have just one more question of Patrick. Can you see the screen? Aaron, I think this one for you.
Yeah, for sure. Just reading through it now with you. Okay, cool. I used Jarvee for years using your methods and had great results. However, since the Instagram changes, I just had so much trouble with my settings. Yeah, a lot of people unfortunately have. I use my home IP and I use an account I've been using since 2012. I've never had problem with it, but Jarvee app just doesn't seem to be working for me. I just can't figure out the right settings. Cool. My account is obviously healthy. Engagement is better than before, which is, hey, that's awesome. That's really good because a lot of people's engagement has gone down sort of in the past, I would say 5 months. But that's really good. Hashtags work half the time. This just sounds like everyone else at the moment. I don't obviously have time to do the manual work. Yeah, most people are the same. And when can you look forward to a new video from me with settings that work for personal accounts? Yeah, and if I'm using Jarvee for growth. So yeah, okay, cool. I am still using Jarvee for growth at the moment. All I'm doing is running likes. I run 300 likes every day, and I actually just wrote these down. If I can get out of this quickly, I can just sort of quickly talk about them and sort of explain them. So basically what I'm doing is I'm running likes 300 per day. I do a wait between 5 and 10 minutes on all my likes at the moment. Yeah, you can see them on the screen, really awesome. Cool. And this is pretty much what I'm running. I'm not running anything fancy. I'm not doing crazy filters. All the filters are the same as I've ever taught. The main problem at the moment is that if you're using automation or even if you're doing manual actions, you're going to see blocks happen. You can actually go on like the Instagram, Reddit at the moment, or subreddit, whatever you want to call it. People are complaining there all the time. You can go on a lot of Instagram videos. I think, I can't remember his second name, but there's a guy on YouTube called Thor something, like I think he's from Sweden or something like that, Denmark.
Yeah, I know this guy.
There's one video where he's like, oh, Instagram, please like stop this or something. Everyone in the comments, everyone is complaining about them being like compromised, blocked. They're not even using like actual verified partnership tools on Instagram. And I do think I think actually even you shared this a while ago in the group. It's the whole idea of obviously election campaigns, and Instagram's just, they've like really locked down their platform at the moment. So, you know, the problem is people keep coming for me for like a magic pill or magic solution to make Jarvee work. The guys behind it, they are working extremely hard on fixing problems. But just know you're not alone. Everyone is experiencing this stuff. I still get account blocks even on my things, and I've tested a lot of different settings. I work with a lot of different clients and different accounts. Everyone is the same. There isn't someone who, like even myself, a lot of people think I'm like hiding something at the moment. It's like, this is it. You're seeing it on the screen right now. This is what I run on my account. You can see it does roughly around 315 likes per day. This is also with an actual night mode, just in the advanced settings as well. I believe I run it from 12 p.m. at night to 7:30 a.m. just every day, and I randomize it by 15 minutes. That's it. I don't do like the execute between actions anymore. And I just try and keep it simple because I'm trying to basically take away the complications of using automation. I think the more complicated you make it, the harder it kind of is in the long run. And I've gone through, obviously, if you've followed me over the last 3 years, I've gone through many different types of styles of settings that I've tested. And as you said, they worked really well in the past, but this is what I'm finding to work best at the moment, these settings right here. So you can try them. 50% of my students find they work great. 50%, unfortunately, they don't work for them. It's just one of those. People are trying, you know, air proxies. They're trying like high proxies, which I've recommended forever. Some people have really good success with high proxies. Some people instantly block. Some people have really good success with air proxies. Some people instantly blocked. It's about testing at the moment, I find, with automation. There isn't really one template that works for everyone, unfortunately. It's kind of figuring things out. And I know all of a sudden I'll get the comments of, well, I just do one like and I get instantly blocked. It's like, yeah, there is no answer, unfortunately, at the moment. It's just the way Instagram is. People are getting the same for doing manual actions at the moment. So that's why I talked about this whole thing earlier on, where you want to start thinking more about, well, let's just say Instagram isn't going to be around forever. Let's just say it's going to be closed in like 6 months. Not saying this is happening. Let's just imagine this is going to happen. How do you want to best utilize Instagram moving forward? It's like you want to try and get those followers off of Instagram into your business funnel. So try and convert them into like email list subscribers, because, you know, obviously there's new things sort of up and rising. TikTok's one of them. It's been out for a while. I haven't done it at all. But, you know, you want to start getting people into sort of your email list. That's why people have always recommend grow email list. If you're not doing anything, just at least do that, because then you can always reach out to them no matter what. And you're not going to be stuck in these kind of headaches of Instagram making these wild changes all the time and sort of blocking your actions and making all this annoyance. And if you are an agency, if you're trying to monetize this with other businesses, once you learn that skill, that is a very valuable skill you can actually start introducing for your other clients. You can start saying, hey, we're going to start building your email list and we're going to use Instagram as a traffic source. And then with the email list, you can start promoting the products through there or services as well, which is really cool. So hopefully that helps. If I didn't answer the question, I can rewind and talk about it a bit more if you want. But at the moment, I just don't have a fix. Those are my settings, like I said. I keep it dead simple at the moment, because I find if I add on other things or like filters and stuff like that, it just gets a little bit wild. I obviously use like blacklisted words, just the typical things that I've always talked about. And I only target people between 20 to 1,500 for both following and also followers. I don't do any, like follow after likes. I don't run follows. I don't do comments. I don't do mass story viewing. I don't even use the embedded browser tool and so forth. And then in advanced settings, I just turn on everything. So it's like only use embedded browser to like, and then also log out. if you do experience any action blocks. And I just do big delays as well. If I do get an action blocked, I think I have mine set up for 720 minutes to 960 minutes on those. So it's like, if I get blocked, it's like, wait a ton of time. It's like, I'm in no rush to jump back in and get a harder block. It's like, if you get blocked, breathe, give it time, stop rushing, think long-term growth instead of short-term, because if you think short-term, you're going to get harder blocks, and it's actually going to make you not be able to do things for a longer period of time.
Agree. Yes, I totally agree with what you're saying. Basically, your method of only doing likes is something that we are not doing. I'm basically only go with the follow, unfollow, and also send some DM.
Which is great. That's what I love. It's like, you got to test, right? You got to see what works for your account, because I can say, go do likes and you'll get instant blocked. But I can also go say to some people, go do likes, and they'll be like, this is working amazing. Whereas other people, for example, you're doing the follows, which is awesome, right? You got to test. But it's like, we're really good at obviously teaching people the starting point, but you have to put a little bit of entrepreneurship sort of fire under your ass and go and test, go and try things yourself, try and sort of understand. We give you the understanding, the knowledge to go and do it, and then you just got to tweak a little bit, see what works, try different things out, and then that's when that's when you will find what works for you.
Agree.
I see Tal Klinger say only follow.
Only follow. Great. What's working for you is good. It's really good. Like every person needs methods. I will want to speak more about Jarvee, because I also get a few questions about that. But before that, so we speak about the automation of it, and we speak about the journey. I want to, before we speak about also the follow settings and like basically all of the settings, I want to ask you one question, and I see this basically every day on the group, and also in MP and Black Hat, and basically like in every conversation of people who are using Instagram automation. Honestly, what do you think about it? And do you think it will still exist in 2020? Like
let's say 1 year from now. What
1 year from now?
What about what we're going to talk? About automation or something else?
Yeah, no, for sure. So the weird thing is automation still exists. They obviously made that document a very long time ago where they did the whole research paper about, targeting people who use automation, how they can reduce it and stop like all that stuff going on. So it's really confusing personally to me that they just, at least at this time, they just haven't got rid of it, because at the pull of a trigger, they can do this stuff. They obviously have the development team behind it. They have the resources, they have the money and so forth at Facebook, because they obviously own Instagram, to put an end to this stuff. But it does still exist. At the moment, it has been very, very hard. Obviously the hardest it's ever been. But in a year's time, this is where it's hard for me to answer this one, because personally not too sure. And it's like, I do want to believe it is still there. Obviously at the moment, it doesn't seem like it's still going to be a sort of thing that is going on. Maybe there'll be a few different methods and ways of actually like growing on Instagram. But I think it's just a weird time, because once again, like automation is still here. I truly believe like if they wanted to just stop automation tomorrow, they can do it. But they're obviously just making it really hard. And they're sort of keeping the people who maybe were doing mass automation, because it's a lot of hassle. If you have like 100+ accounts and all of a sudden you're getting blocks every day and you have to manage, that's a lot of time investment for the payoff, which is probably not really worth it in the long run, compared to people who are just like personal accounts. They're just running one account, or like maybe just 5 accounts or something in a smaller range. They're probably sort of letting them still get away with automation a little bit for the time being. But also, with that election whole post back in October, they are really putting a stop to this stuff, because it can have a huge impact, right? Like, especially when big farms of like accounts go and try and influence people in their decisions. So yeah, I wish I could give you an answer on this one. I unfortunately don't really know. It's like, I hope it is. I hope it's still there. I'm trying to stay at least positive on the situation. But obviously right now, it's like, I always say, like, don't try and fight it for now. Just try and like let it be what it is. Like be what's that, like Bruce Lee saying, it's like flow like water or whatever. So just be like loose and all stuff with it while it's happening, and then hopefully things will kind of loosen up maybe as we go into the new year, and then it can run a little bit more smoothly, which would be nice.
I will say something about it, even I don't understand deeply about Instagram and Jarvee. In many industries, even about dropshipping, if you little know about dropshipping, was some time with eBay saying no more dropshipping from Amazon. And everybody, I'm going to sell my store, I'm going to go out of the business. And people, all the beginners and who don't really invest in simply copy paste go out of the business. And who had some experience, and it's about entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
Find a solution and grow. So I'm sure it's going to be also with automation, and it's the reason we invest so much in this topic, me and Adi. And by the way, if you want to know about Adi now, look after Dr. Jarvee in Google. From a few days ago, Adi is Dr. Jarvee. So if you want to find videos from Adi from now, Dr. Jarvee.
Oh, cool.
It's our new brand. So really invest in it because I believe it's going to be a change with, it's not like you open the account on and you can go and find more clients. It's not work anymore like this. But it's going to, I really believe it's going to be, from my experience in so many industries, it's going to continue. Like you said.
No, 100%. Yeah. As long as you can always do actions on a platform that a human has to manually input, there'll always be automation no matter what. It's just automation is going to get smarter and have to change. It's basically like the evolution of Instagram, right? And evolution of Instagram automation. It's always going to be changing. It's going to sort of go up and down. It's going to have different things, different ways of doing stuff. Like the mass story viewing, right? That just kind of like skyrocketed out of nowhere, right? It's like a whole new type of thing. Obviously people have been doing it before and whatever, but it just was never like the mainstream way of doing it. And I'm sure other things will come as time goes on, be like, oh, you should do this instead, and like, oh no, like do this and whatnot.
It's like in Canada, you have a big industry of people who go to cut your grass because there was like new law. I see some movie about it when you need to cut your grass every week, and if not, to get some fee. So every time something changes, and you need to be always, I don't know how to say it even in English, but you need to be ready for the change. And it's basically the best skill you need today, not to learn something. And that's all. It's worked good 20 years ago. Yeah. Always going to be changes. So.
Oh, yeah. Always be prepared. Always sort of think long term on decisions. A lot of people will not be really rational on what actions they take a lot of the time. They'll just like jump in without even thinking about it. It's like, one step back, just think about it for even like 5 minutes. What are like the consequences of like this action? And then you're kind of always prepared for the future as well, right? Like, for example, with my business, I made quite good money off like teaching Instagram marketing and stuff, but I always knew in my mind, I'm like, maybe automation won't be as simple and easy as it always is. Or maybe, you know, luckily it hasn't yet, but maybe one day it'll like just be fully stopped by Instagram. So instead of spending all that money on like enjoying life and things, like I just saved it because I was like, maybe my revenue will eventually go down as like the Instagram thing like happens and so forth. And it's like, I was always kind of prepared for that. I knew, okay, well, I'm going to maybe merge into more of this type of style on Instagram. And that's where I did, right? I went more over to like the business side of things, helping business actually generate more leads and customers instead of saying, I'm going to help you grow. It's like, no, I'm just going to help you make sales instead. And a lot of businesses prefer that, right? Like obviously the follower number is nice. Everyone likes the big numbers and stuff, but you can have that big number and you can still not be making sales. So if you instead say, here's how to actually make the sales, here's how to generate leads, here's how to actually grow your business by using Instagram just as a traffic source, people are like they're like, yeah, get me involved type of thing, right?
Yeah. So also one more thing for this day, when you start to grow your account and start your business and think to grow your account and sell after some things in the like e-commerce or affiliate, who have the knowledge also can give services. Also, we give services, also our own work with clients. It's like balance your business between your businesses and different clients because clients will not disappear, all of them in one day. But business can go down and that's all. Maybe you can continue.
Yes, you know, speak for you speak a lot, guys. At some point, I'm sorry, I lost to Jarvee. I checked the server. I get blocked now. I'm sorry. I just go to Jarvee and I just saw we have a new block, and it's really interrupting me. So sorry for that. I just want to give to people. I think we speak about a lot of things, but we need to speak more specifically because we say a lot of things, and it's great. But I want to give people like you know, people, if you want to really help someone, so we need to give him like 1, 2, 3 steps to do something. Because if you speak like that, so I don't think they can really understand the things at this point. People still asking here in the comments, hey, what is the recommended limits for viewer story? we don't do that. Like basically you can see on my server, one of our servers, I don't do the story here at all. I do follow and some of the likes, but we don't do that. So I cannot recommend you about the limit, but I do think you can do, I don't know, to be human, this is the key. So I don't know, maybe
Yes,
do a few
100%.
hundreds or something like that. And I just want to do something very short with you, Aaron, before we will finish, because we are like in the end. Let's say I have my account. Please help me. This is my account. I have Puppy's Wish account. It's like fun page of puppies. And
Cool.
we do a lot of posting over here. We have 31.7K from Jarvee. If someone wants to know our growth with this account, so I just want to show, not to be like this and like this, just to say to you, it can really work when you do it correctly. Have a look, guys. 1 sec. So this is the daily growth of this account. Aaron, this is okay? What do you think?
Yeah, I would say that's really good at the moment. A lot of people are struggling just to get over sort of 10 followers a day. Obviously, that's also the thing. It's really easy to look back on other people who have gained like 500, like 200 and so forth followers a day. That's not really reality anymore. It's changed a lot. Whereas I say if you're sort of averaging 50 followers a day now, you're doing really good. And you're above that, you know, you're gaining more than 50 followers every day.
Is already she's a doctor.
So wait a minute, I want to ask you about my content. Like how can I do posting, I publish like viral content. I used to use Hex post on Telegram. I used to do many things, but still I don't get enough likes and enough comments. I don't know why I cannot see it, but my impression, it's not like it used to be. And I don't know how to fix it. Like what to do now to fix it, to make it better.
Cool. Yeah. So I would start off not even with your content. So obviously the way Instagram works, it uses the topical authority system that we talked about above. So I obviously can't like control your screen and stuff, but you have the name as Pups Forever. So firstly, I would try and think about, okay, what are other big accounts on Instagram already using? And you want to go and do basically keyword research, look at other dog accounts and look at what they are using in their name. And then you would want to also use the same, because Instagram, what it does is it looks at your profile, it scans it, it looks through everything. It's like incredibly quick. And then what happens is it says, okay, is this profile using the same type of content? And we'll talk about content in a second, but it's like, is it also using the same keywords, the type of words in the profile? And if there's a match, it says yes. And then other people who are following those dog accounts, you're all of a sudden connected to that network of people. And you can go and learn about this in their research papers and so forth. But pretty much all of a sudden you're connected into that. And that's when you start getting really good growth. It's when you're going to start getting more engagement as well, because people are going to be constantly finding you. It's going to be ranking you in hashtags a lot higher as well. So for example, I know you just opened up like puppies of Instagram. You obviously have the word pups in your profile. And I'm sure if you do a lot more research and keep looking at other puppy Instagram accounts, you're probably going to find the keyword puppy or puppies in it. So straight away, I would be changing the name of this account to, you know, Puppies Forever instead, or, you know, puppies and, you know, dogs or something like that, or, you know, puppies and small dogs, something, whatever the keywords, like I haven't done the research myself, but whatever the keywords are showing up, put that in there 100%, and do the same with, you know, where adorable dogs is and you might fall in love and so forth. You'd maybe want to do a call to action there instead. Obviously, like they obviously have a call to action just for featuring and advertising, or please follow us, things like that. Even just asking a simple ask can be really good, like followers for more like daily cuteness, whatever. I don't know your like uploading schedule, but you know, just a little simple call to action can definitely boost obviously your growth just a tiny bit. And then if you do have a free offer or a product you're trying to sell, send them directly to, as you can see here, they're actually sending people to an actual landing page. They're not just sending them to like their home page. Don't do that. Send people to a specific landing page where they can only take one action, which should be like the buy button or like sign up button. And that's it.
I want to stop you for that. So I mean, let's say I have a Shopify store, I have an e-commerce store, and I want to sell my products. So don't just put a link to my homepage, just put specific link to not even the category, not only like clothes, shoes, like this one particular product or offer. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
It can be always like offer of the day. and you can change offer the day something else. So.
Yeah, you don't have to, keep it up there forever. But that's why I kind of went back to that idea of like in the year, you have different quarters, right? Around the year, like you have your business quarters. For one quarter, you should try and build out a campaign on Instagram that is, let's just say you're trying to sell a pair of sunglasses. You're trying to sell the black sunglasses. That's what they're called. You want that one quarter to be directly focused at selling that one pair of sunglasses. A lot of people, they'll try and do it for like a week or even a few days and be like, we're not getting sales. And then they'll stop doing it. And that is not enough time in the business world to know if it's working or not. You need to develop and sit down and actually plan out the type of content you're going to upload, how you're going to engage people, the stories you're going to include, obviously add that link into your bio, and then everything in your feed should link up to that bio. So whenever someone finds your stuff, it should be link is in the bio, at the end, and just call to actions is so important, right?
By the way, I'm not, like I said, I don't have Instagram. How many tags you need to put? You can put up to 30 tags per post.
Hashtags.
Oh, the hashtags? It's
hashtags,
30. Yeah, it's 30 if you just put them straight into the like caption or first comment, whatever you want to do. There is that like whole trick that I don't even know if it still works. I've never done it myself, but where you could do like 30 into the caption and 30 into the comment. But once again, it's kind of in the spammy side of things, and I just try and stay away from anything spam because Instagram will probably just like push you down into like the area where no one ever finds you. So don't spam, because that's what's really going to end up ruining your account. Try and be human, as you said earlier. Be human.
So what you make? How many tags you make basically per post? Hashtags.
Yeah, cool. When I'm starting off, I just pretty much go for the 20 to 30 hashtag range. I find just using anywhere between that 30, awesome. If you can get 30 really good high quality hashtags that are sort of niche specific. I also actually use Flick to find my hashtags. It's a really good tool. I definitely recommend that, because what it can do is it looks at the hashtags and it'll give you sort of these ratings on like the competition and how many people are actually viewing it. And then you want to find hashtags that have low competition, but a lot of people like viewing them, or like lots of posts and stuff. So really helpful tool to go do that. There's obviously a free trial, which is really nice. So you can go just sort of in there, grab that stuff and then use it. But make different sets as well. Try different hashtags. A lot of people will stick to one set of hashtags and then they'll say, they're not really working. But it's like, well, have you tried them against other things? Have you actually recorded, the images that you've used those hashtags on and so forth? I like using Iconosquare personally, because with Iconosquare, you can track your hashtag performance, which is really nice. So you can put in sort of your set of hashtags in there, and then you can look at all the images in there, see what's going on and so forth, which is really, really nice to do.
I will say something also that even not come from the Instagram. You need to use Google Trends to see what happened in the world about trends. Mm-hmm. And try it, of course, if it's in your niche, you need to follow trends, because when something trendy and you're one of the first to put it, people look after it, so you're going to get a ton of traffic to get. And Google Trends is amazing. It gives you in live all the results.
Yeah, no, definitely. And also of the trend idea, especially now going into more the content side of things, is you always want to stay on top of what is being posted on Instagram. So for example, this image, I'm sure, or video, excuse me, is really good. But go and do your research. Look into like the actual hashtags for example, hashtag puppy. And this is going to change. This is going to vary all the time. And what I always recommend is you just screenshot the top posts whenever you can kind of remember in your mind. Go and screenshot the top post, put it into a Google document, put it into Photoshop if you want. Just start saving this stuff, and obviously make sure the actual content does have good engagement, because Instagram will try and throw some posts in here that it thinks you'll like, because Instagram is always trying to customize how your actual experience is on things it believes you'll like. So for example, if you like a lot of picture of white dogs, it's going to show you more pictures of white dogs, because Instagram actually uses, I can't remember exactly off the top of my head what it's called, but it actually does use technology to scan all the pixels in images now. And so, for example, if you upload a picture and do like hashtag selfie, but your face is not in it, and it's just a mountain, it's actually going to downrank you for doing that, because it uses this technology to see if there's a face in it. And it will do the same with dogs. It's learned enough through machine learning. Like, this is a picture of a dog. If the dog is not in it and you use hashtag dog, it's going to shove you right down. And it's also going to damage your account as well. So that's why using hashtags that aren't relevant to your content is not going to help you in any way whatsoever.
Do you know some tool about the score of the account, the trust score? Like you can check about it, or nobody know about any tool about it? But how Instagram see the account? You know what I mean?
Sorry, can you repeat it?
Do you know what I mean about trust score? If you can know about.
No, you have research that Aaron actually posted a few research on Facebook that they explain to you how can you know, like how you can make it better. But if you want to know your rank, like if your trust score is low or your trust score is high, or like what is the range, you cannot know that this is the.
Oh no, unfortunately you can't. There's no like scale or bar or anything that you can see. But if you do look in, this is a lot of stuff I actually now teach, is like how Instagram just works under the hood, like what goes on inside the brain of Instagram. Because if you understand how the brain works, you can start doing things to please Instagram, and everything you do on your account will work for you instead of against you. And a lot of people do make those mistakes where it works really against them, because a lot of people will kind of be like, oh, this person told me to do like this growth hack, or for example, story viewing, right? Mass story viewing, and all this stuff goes on. So it's one of those where it's like, if you understand how Instagram works, how the algorithm works, how they've coded this stuff, and what their business goal as well, if you work towards helping Instagram with their business goal, they're going to reward you. They're going to get that natural growth and promotion. That's why a lot of that's why a lot of the time it's quite funny.
Sorry, I
no, it's okay. I'm just trying to just plow through it. But yeah, if you know how Instagram is and like their business goal, this is where you see like some accounts which have really horrible content, and you say, well, like, why is this person so high? Like, it makes no sense. But it's because they understand how Instagram works. And what they're doing is they're getting a lot of people to spend time on their profile. That's like, especially moving into 2020, going back to that question earlier, get people to spend time on your profile. Because if people are spending time on your profile, Instagram, which is run by Facebook, loves that, because the more time people spend on Instagram, the more ads they can show to that person, which increases their revenue, because that's the way Instagram makes money. Every time they show you an ad, they charge the business or company who made that ad money. So if you can get people spending lots of time engaging on your content, building up that community, like I said earlier, that's really going to help you in 2020. And the way you do that is through asking questions in your captions, making stories, asking questions in your stories, telling people in your stories, go check out this post on my feed, and actually commenting, going back and forth with people, replying to direct messages and sending direct messages. If you want a really cool tip and you're a personal actual account, when someone follows you, instead of sending that really terrible automated message like, hey, thanks for following me, blah, 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 instead pick up your phone and do a quick like 10-15 second video and just say, hey, thanks for following me. Can't wait to, just chat. Feel free to do this or this. Or you can send them to maybe something, if you have a YouTube channel, say, hey, I just made a new YouTube video. Go check out that, right? Give value. Super, super important, because that's what's going to make those relationships happen. It's going to keep people coming back on your Instagram account, spending more time there. Instagram's going to really like that, and they're going to start promoting you naturally, especially if you do all the other stuff on top of what Instagram's brain wants you to do.
Amazing. I really think like all the things you're saying are really, really true. And I know you also in your course, I also learned from your course. So I know you actually make the things and make it like explain how to do all of these things. And it's, like, I think it took me specifically some time to understand all of these things, like in this kind of level, the strategy level, and then to do that. Like after you realize all of these things and you read Facebook studies and you're like actually doing these things and doing this testing manually, all of the things are like just connecting like a puzzle. So I really, really understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it's really cool. Once you start understanding, like a lot of people just sort of blindly follow, it's like, oh, go do this. And people are like, cool, it worked for them, it must work for me. It's like, once you really understand, like, okay, the the fundamentals, pretty much like how the system works, then you can just sort of add onto that system. It's like, imagine there's a cake. The cake is like Instagram, the base layer of just whatever it is. And then you just start putting on the icing. You start putting on the decorations to that sort of base and fundamentals. And then you end up with a really good product. And that's going to be your Instagram account.
Agree. Before we speak, I just want to also answer one of the questions over here. This is a good one about Patrick or Patricia. Sorry, I hope I say your name. Patrice, sorry. So he asking, what do you think about the mother and child method? I will tell my opinion, but Aaron, what do you think about this method?
Yeah, once again, it's one of those things that can work really well as long as the actual sort of mother account is a good account. If you have bad content on it, or the child accounts you make to direct traffic to it, it's not going to convert, right? So always make sure that the actual, I always call it like the parent-child like technique. I know it's actually called the mother-child, but if you make that parent account really, really awesome, and then you have all these other accounts or fan pages is also what it, like people call it, firing traffic towards, it can work. The problem, in my opinion, this is why I don't do it, is it's a lot of work to do it, because you need to have a lot of accounts for it to actually be working, and especially with automation at the moment. It's a headache to run a lot of accounts just to sort of help one account grow. Instead, I think spending all that time running and managing other sort of child accounts can be better spent just on the mother account alone. Like, for example, let's say you spend an hour every day managing all these child accounts, go do an hour of manual like commenting on other profiles. Once again, builds up the relationship, keeps people coming back, builds up your account, and everything I just talked about, it kind of relinks back to that instead. But it can work, so.
Agree. I think the main advantage of the mother and child method is like you're not risking your own account. For all of you who don't know what is this method, it's just like to create many IG accounts, or already they created, to send traffic for your account through DM, to story viewer, through comment, all of these kind of ways. And then your main account is not in danger. So you can say it like that. This is the advantage. Disadvantage, you're actually, all of your results, it's not about your account. Like, it depends on them. And sometimes they're reported, and then they get blocked, and then it's like this, and then you don't really get results. And also, like you said, if the content is not really helpful and important, so you miss it. But I do think for the people, some people send me DMs also for you and tell me, Adi, I want to use Jarvee, but I'm afraid about my account. I don't want something, I don't like block, don't want something will happen. So I think this is the solution for them.
Yeah, definitely. I would just say, even if I'm not obviously sure like the level where everyone's at in the group, but if you're just getting started with Jarvee, go and make a brand new account. That's the best way to learn. Like, go and make an account in a topic you're really passionate about. So if you're interested in like football or kittens or golf, just go and make something, an account you're really interested in, and learn to use Jarvee with that account. Don't just throw your like prize and possession account into Jarvee straight away, like your personal or business. You need to get used to it, go and test, learn the interface and so forth. And that's what I did when I first started, is I had that dog account that I grew for my e-commerce store, back to my story I told in the beginning. But before I jumped on that one, because it was already around sort of 60K followers, I went and just created a brand new surfing account and just sort of tried that. And I created an actual bunny rabbit account as well at the same time, just to test different things, learn from them, kind of nailed it down, said, oh, this works really well. And then I put my e-commerce store to start boosting it up a little bit more for us. So I think it was like around 60K I did it, and then it got up to obviously 70K and just kept going, which was really cool. And that's when I started teaching people. After I got that 10K of the automation, I was like, people probably want to know this.
Amazing. Yes, you help so many people. Like, I know like your videos on YouTube, you have like videos with, I don't know, like 100K of the views, and you have like many thousands of comments. Or like people just when I posted the live videos, so people send me DM and like, thank you so much for that. And like people like Aaron Ward, you're like the king of the Instagram industry, like for all of the last years. So it's really, really amazing.
We need to make one more video, one more live about how to promote your profile in YouTube and what you can use in YouTube today to promote, because it's also a totally different platform, totally different algorithm, but the rules are the same rules. You need to put good niche, good content. Basically, it's all the same, little difference in the algorithms.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I do actually plan in 2020 diving a bit more into YouTube. I find it really good. I'm definitely not by any means like an expert. Yeah, I'm only at 20,000 subscribers or whatever, but aiming to get up to sort of the 50K range, share my techniques and tips. And obviously it's like you say, the right niche, the right thumbnail and so forth, like keyword research, make sure your profile, your video actually ranks, and then actually making sure people watch through the video is very important. Because once again, all these platforms, they just want money. They don't, unfortunately, and I know it sounds mean, they don't care about you at the end of the day. They've got plenty of users. They do not care. All they care about is making money, because they're a business and they pretty much thrive off making money, right? If they don't make money, they crash and they don't exist anymore. So if your videos, for example, and I know probably many of us have ad block in the first place, but if your video keeps people watching all the way through and they have like free ads on it, they all of a sudden are shown free ads, and YouTube makes money each time that ad is shown. Whereas if someone just watches your video and they instantly go off, no ads were shown. And if this happens over and over again on YouTube, your videos are going to down rank, and Google doesn't, YouTube doesn't want to show them. Obviously they're owned by Google, but yeah, that's like really important, obviously, when it comes to it.
They care about the user experience. The user experience is going to be good for the people. People are going to stay in the platform. They really don't care about the creators of content, because people will create content at some point when you're big enough.
Yeah, same thing on Instagram. All they care about user experience. Keep people on that platform. Make sure they're having a good time. They do that now by showing you what they believe you want to see. So that's why everyone's like, oh, my results are different. My thing's not in the hashtags and so forth. And, you know, making money off showing those ads. That's why there's tons of ads on there now, because they've kind of peaked on their user base. They're hitting that like glass ceiling now type of thing. And they just monetize.
I remember like 7-8 years ago, people talk about Facebook. How Facebook going to monetize all the users?
Oh, easily.
It's very funny to think about it today, but 7-8 years ago was no ads in Facebook. I don't know if you remember. And everybody talk about, okay, they have so many users. Yeah. What are they going to make with them? So they like make all new industry of native ads and all of kind of ads every few months, like new type of ad in Facebook.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yes, so guys, before we finish, I just want to let the people who join us say, first of all, thank you for watching us. If you have any questions for Aaron before we will finish, it's the last minute, so please comment and we'll try to answer at the moment. After that, I want just to let you know, like basically I started with Jarvee by myself. I watched a few of your videos and then installed by my own. I did many testing and this and like that. And then we actually bought your course. It was, I think, last year.
Oh, cool.
If I remember right. What did you say?
Something like this, yeah. I remember.
Something like this. And you give like all of the like amazing, like the most important, I think, for a business is the basic. Yeah. Like if you don't have like strong basics, so you cannot go up. And this is what you actually give. And I just want to also, I will show it again, because also some people comment here like with only like we get the results only with one account and all of this. So this is basically the result of today. Not so good, actually, I have to say. It's not so easy, but it's all with like your help and your videos. Some of the accounts working well, some of them doesn't so well. You can see the numbers of the actions and the growth, daily growth.
Yeah.
We're not amazing, but I just want to say it's mostly with your help. Like that we get to this point and we open this community. It's like a lot about from you. So we really, really appreciate that. And
also don't see on the results on one day. You need to see results on 1 month. You know, in general business, I never look on one day what happened. It's a very
so different all the time.
Yes, also Instagram was down today, so it didn't work all the day. But I wanted to prove to people. Some people really don't like. We need to appreciate people who help us. Like Aaron, this is the main goal. And I just want to ask you about your online course. I want also to give some special offer for the people who, like, I don't know, watch your videos. And if there are some people, like even if it's one person over here who watched one of your videos and didn't bought your course, I don't know how, because it's like, I don't know how, but like,
yeah, it's quite funny. Yeah, a lot of people generally ask me, obviously I get like emails every day and so forth. And I always just tell them, it's like, I have my online course for a reason. It's not like I'm just trying to make money. It's like, obviously I'm always going to charge for my expertise and knowledge like any other business out there. But for pretty much the price it's at, you're getting everything that's like in here. Everything is just like out onto videos, sort of no fluff type of style. And obviously, it's the Instagram Masterminds course. But yeah, it's just everything in there. So obviously, like the most important part, I would say, is the Instagram Decoded. because this is where you learn about how Instagram works. It's where you build out that foundation and understand what is actually going on, so that everything moving forward, you can actually go about correctly building your profile and being on the good side of Instagram, because they do actually give you a ranking score. A lot of the time I was kind of like, is this ranking score just like what people kind of say? But they do actually legit give you a goodness score on your profile. They give you also a ranking in your topic and so forth. So that's where you learn all that stuff. It's really cool. And then it's all about just pretty much going off of it from there, like building out a really good content strategy and so forth, and just making sure everything comes together, optimizing your profile and so forth. And then I know later on in the course, I talk about actually taking people off Instagram, getting them on an email list, showing like how to set all that up, how to actually run Instagram ads, and obviously do the retargeting like we spoke about. So that's really a good way just to sort of get into it. Obviously some growth hacks in there. I'm not the biggest fan of growth hacking on Instagram, especially at the moment, because a lot of it can be a little bit damaging, but obviously the Instagram automation is where I've been known for a while. So that is a big section, which is always updated as well with what I'm doing at the moment. Walks you through everything. And then, yeah, it's got a lot in there, right? You pretty much everything you kind of need to know. And obviously you have like the group and stuff I'm in that comes with it, which is pretty nice.
Nice. And different from all the webinars, I always see webinars in some points where half of the webinar not say nothing and half of the webinar try to sell the course. So it's not what we try to do. It's really going to help people, because it's really help us. And for beginners, you need, because you have a lot of knowledge in YouTube, a lot of videos in YouTube, a lot of things in Google. But like we now say, talk about it, like things 5 months ago, some would have even not work today. So things are changed very fast. I mean, some courses give you the good way to start. So I also recommend. And that's all, I think, right? We finished.
Yes, I just want to tell all of the people who watch us, I don't know how many we have at the moment. I think it's like 17. That's great. And also some people will watch it later on, and also on YouTube. So do you have any special gift for the people? I have to think about this.
I have it in the actual Google Documents. I did create a little gift and special offer for you guys. It should be towards, there we go. So if you just go to aaronward.com/Instagram, that should take you to the page where you can get $50 off, and obviously learn all about what's in the course and stuff and so forth. You can watch the video and whatnot. So yeah, obviously see all the reviews from other people, and you'll just learn obviously what is inside, what you can get, what sort of results you can sort of expect and so forth, which is really nice. So yeah, that is obviously for a day, because I don't want to run it forever, but yeah, if you join obviously in sort of the next day, then yeah, it's a good little way of getting in. It'll definitely help. Like, as you say, it's like, I don't like those webinar formats as well, where people talk about 30 minutes of like their sad story and then just try and sell you something. It's like, I always say, like, you either want it or you don't. Like, it's going to work, it's going to help. So that's like my marketing basically behind this course nowadays, is if you want to know Instagram, just join. It's like, we have the money back guarantee on it as well. So if, within 60 days, you're not happy, it gives you enough time to go through the course, actually try stuff out, see what happens. And then, if you don't like it, no problem type of thing, right?
I agree. Really, thank you so much for that. Like, really, I think your course, actually, I told it to Tolik. I don't know, we didn't tell you that, but I really think that you must increase the price. It's like you give you so much value, and I think it's worth much more of the price. Like, you can easily charge $1,000 for that. Of course, less people will buy that, but I think it's worth it. It's worth much more, because even one client, like even not one client, can close you their investment, So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like everything you learn in this, I always tell people, especially who are trying to start agencies, are like, oh, well, I'd be able to like make money after doing this course. I want to like manage other people's Instagram accounts. I'm like, everything you learn in here, step by step, each lesson, that is exactly what you will charge a client for. Like, you'll take them through this course. You'll basically be reselling, in a way, this course to them, whether you want to actually manually do it on their profile or you want to be a consultant. This is like all you need. I don't include stuff in the course that's like not necessary. So a lot of the time, there'll maybe be some questions, and generally my response is like, you don't need to worry about that. You don't need to do that. everything in there is good. Like how Sai is appearing on the picture in the Facebook for it. But yeah, he was like a student inside, still as a student. He's been really successful actually with the automation side of things. I think I was helping him at one point. He was up to 175 clients he was running, which is really good. And he was charging like higher prices on each client. I think his minimum client was like $500 a month. So he was doing really good. He's doing really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Amazing, Aaron. So I think we take out some of your time, so we really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. Really cool. I've never done the Facebook live event for especially Instagram before, which is really interesting.
You also never make a live event with Israelis.
Don't think I have, no.
It's also first time.
Yeah.
Yes, and you actually didn't understand what we were saying. Like, I think most of the things you understand. So
yeah, everything was pretty clear, which was good.
Great,
cool.
great. So thank you so much, Aaron, and thank you for all of us for watching us. Also in the Facebook, in the group, on YouTube, on the website, on TikTok, on Pinterest.
You can ask the questions also when you sit in YouTube now. You can ask also on Facebook. Adi will answer. Maybe I also will answer in the group if you want. That's all. Thank you. Adi, you can click on the...
Yeah, we click on that. Thanks, you guys. Goodbye.
Cool.